Nice sheltered conditions behind Temple Island.
Go!
Nice squeeze on the first stroke from both crews there.
Yeah, there was composure. It wasn't like rush. It was kind of pressed out, and then we moved.
So Thames Rowing Club come out quite close and being warned by Matthew Pinsent. Thames Rowing Club steered by Jamie Palmer in the bow seat, and well, you don't quite get the sight on the gun rifles, the sort of wooden things behind you. You can just see them disappearing on the left-hand side of the screen there. And I think that steering has allowed Maidenhead to take advantage of it early on.
Yeah, nice sight. Coming off the island there, getting inside the booms. It's always that safety net. You're inside, the race can begin, and Maidenhead are really trying to put it on early and put Thames under pressure.
So much experience in the Thames boat, and they've got such a great coaching team there with Ben Lewis, Harry Dorrance King, the 26-year-old in the stroke seat. He's raced in the final of the Club Fours, the Brit in 2015, made the semi-final last year. It's great to have experience like that when you're down in this position, but so far Maidenhead, somebody who did the prep said they're not going to go past Thursday. This doesn't look to me like a crew who's not going to go past Thursday. No,
and it's really interesting when clubs bring numerous kind of boats in different events, and I was chatting with someone yesterday about this, and athletes get put in A boats, B boats, depending on what event it is, but you never know the depth of the event. So as an athlete, it doesn't matter what boat you get, it's an opportunity to race, and it depends how far you want to take it.
So I think it will be after that early steering adjustment, Thames have kept calm. Maidenhead, really they threw everything in, and their coach would have told them, you've got to go in early, you've got to rattle them. They did, and they have rattled Thames, but now the experience of Harry Dorrance King in the stroke seat, Will Downey, the 28-year-old in the 2 seat, rode for so many clubs, City of Bristol, Oxford Brooks and Thames as well. The experience of those two men will just really work with Luke Weathering and Jamie Palmer up in the bows and just take this boat through that difficult early part of the race, and they're easing away now, Mark.
Yeah, they're in the rhythm now. They're kind of inching every single stroke, just moving away. But when you kind of go off the way Maidenhead did, you've got to do it efficiently. The thing is, if you don't, it's just wasting so much energy, and it will come back and haunt you later on in the race.
But don't you think if you're going to have a Henley race, if you're not going to be competitive against Thames, you might as well go head-to-head with them for the first, 500 metres?
Yeah, but I think you've got to do it in the right way, though. When you just chuck everything at it and do it erratically, it's not effective. Where you could do it, you put the work on, you're moving efficiently, you're not wasting energy. And that's the thing, when you try and just chuck everything at it, normally you tend not to go as quick as if you just went off the way you normally would.
So in yesterday's races, this Thames Rowing Club crew beat Derby Rowing Club to progress to the second round. The crew on their left, Maidenhead Rowing Club, they beat Radley Mariners yesterday. But they would have known they're up against it. The stewards decided to seed Thames Rowing Club. They also had quicker times, 3 seconds quicker to that halfway mark, Fawley, in yesterday's races, and substantially more today, Mark.
And that's a great shot there, looking kind of from the kind of bow, just looking back at the kind of Thames crew there. You can just see them moving in sync together.
You do get a great shot of their feet, sort of, in those training shoes in the boat, and we fly over the bowman there with the red cap, the steersman, Jamie Palmer. He really wants to keep that right foot, I think the steering wires will be attached to, as straight as possible. So that boat just flows down on that path along the booms. It's kind of mesmeric watching it, isn't it?
Yeah,
just the rhythm.
We could use the word therapeutic.
I'd use that word.
Well, it looks, the thing is, everything that's done well looks so relaxing, but the guys are working hard there.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what Ben has said. Don't take this crew for granted. At the moment, they're still right out in the middle of the course. It's still away from any of the clubs. And Greg Searle, my co-commentator, uses the expression, calls it the Badlands, in the middle of nowhere. So you're not quite certain where you are. I think maybe when they pass possibly Remnant Club, where there'll be a lot of Thames members socialising, and they'll be shouting for this crew. They might decide to just turn it down a notch or two.
But I suppose from the experience that Thames had as a club last year, when you mentioned about the cow incident in that particular race in the visitors, you know, there's always in your back of their mind, got to stay in your bubble and making sure you're doing the processes of everything correctly.
I mean, what experience to have as Thames Rowing Club if you say that always race it out to the last stroke, and you know, proof of it, you just show them the video of that Cal Thames final of the visitors.
And that's exactly what you want as a coach. Because that athlete's going to make sure they complete everything and make sure they do it to the best of their ability.
Bowman with the red hat, Jamie Palmer, won the Pearce Head in 2015. Thames Cup win in 2016. And no mean triathlete. He's entered the Copenhagen Ironman, which is on August the 20th, raising money for Médecins Sans Frontières, Doctors Without Borders. He reckons 7 weeks will give him a good run of training after Henley to the Copenhagen Ironman, and it's a great charity, so why not go on to Jamie Palmer's Just Giving page, and after the regatta here he will be going into triathlon training purdah. Do you fancy that, Mark?
It's one thing that has never appealed to me. Like, you think about how much rowers train. Imagine trying to train for three different disciplines, and also the time that it takes to do it. And you know, just when you retire, I see you retire from sport. I enjoy participating and doing different things, but to train for something like that would be like being a full-time athlete again.
So we see the crews come along the stewards' enclosures now. Thames have taken down that pressure. The verdict of the race pretty secure. Maidenhead still giving it their all, not so far behind. There they are, as Thames come up to the finishing line in this heat of the Wyfold Challenge Cup. They will progress on to Friday. Maidenhead had that one win yesterday against Radley Mariners. They've had a good regatta, and as we wait for the verdicts of that race, I will say thank you, Mark, for your company over the last few races, and hand over into the expert hands of my colleague Peter Drury.